Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loca here. Join me today as we check on some bare root geraniums. So let's go. The geraniums that I'm overwintering are also known as pelargoniums. They are zonal geraniums and they're not hardy here where I live in New Hampshire Zone 5B. This is my third year overwintering my geraniums bare root and I've had a lot of success with this method. I'll add links to some of the videos I've made in the past with how I brought my geraniums in, put them in for dormancy, and then how I took them out of dormancy in the late winter months. My geraniums have been stored in my basement for the last 2 months. It's a nice temperature down there. It doesn't freeze, but it also doesn't get too hot. So it's a great place for the geraniums to remain dormant. It's very important to check on your geraniums a few times during the winter months. The big things that we're going to be doing today are checking for any soft spots or rotting. And if we find any of those, we're going to remove those. We're going to remove any leaves because when I put these geraniums in for dormancy, they had a lot of leaves on them. Well, the leaves have started to dry, so it's a great time to remove all of those leaves. And then finally, we're going to be giving the roots of the geraniums a drink of water, and I'll show you my process for doing that. The last few years, I stored my geraniums in paper bags. This year, I did two methods. I stored some of the geraniums in paper bags, but I also stored some of the geraniums in cardboard boxes. Some of those geraniums were just so big they wouldn't have fit in my small paper bags, so I figured a cardboard box works just as well. So let me get started. I'm going to take one plant out at a time, and I'm just going to show you my process for checking each of them. I labeled each of my boxes and bags with the color of geraniums that were in there. So this one had pink blossoms on it. And notice I stored my geraniums upside down in the bag. The reason I did that is just so that the roots are exposed to the top, and if the plant was a little bit wet, then it can easily dry out this way. Here's a close-up. You can see that, again, when we say it's bare root, that means there is really no soil on the roots. And that's how we're storing them. The first thing I'm going to do is just remove any of the leaves from our plant. At this point, you can throw the leaves out in the woods or in your garden, or you can even add them to your compost pile as long as you think they're not diseased. Now that I've removed all of the leaves, the next thing I want to do is check each branch of my plant. I want to see if there are any really soft, any mushy pieces, and if so, I want to remove those. And I can use hand pruners or scissors to remove those pieces. So even though this just looks like one big dead stick, it's amazing how geraniums work. This is exactly how you want them to look this time of year, hence the name dormant. And this piece right here feels kind of soft. So I'm going to go in close so you can look at it. It looks okay, but I can tell that it's very flexible compared to a lot of these other pieces that are here. So just to be safe, I'm going to remove this piece. And I want you to notice at the base here, we have a little bit of green, and that's good. But also, if you don't notice any green on these pieces, that's okay. We're going to leave it for right now, and when we check on the plants in another month, we'll have to reevaluate and see how everything's looking. The next thing I want to do is give my plant a little bit of water. The reason for that is I want the plant to stay alive, just barely alive, and I don't want it to dry out. There are a couple of different ways you can do this process, and I'm going to show both, and then you can pick which one works best for you. One method is to just soak the roots in water. So what I have here is a vase filled with cool water. I'm going to go ahead and put the roots of my plant in the water, but I don't want to get the whole entire plant wet, just the roots. And I'm just going to leave the plant in there for a few minutes. And then after that, the biggest thing is you want to make sure you're not storing your bare root geraniums really wet. You want to make sure that they dry out a little bit before you store them again. So all I'm doing here is just hydrating the roots. I do want to point out right here, I noticed a little worm was wiggling around, and it's amazing that it's survived in here during the last 2 months. So as cute as it is, I don't want to keep it. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, bring it outside because I can't be overwintering that with my plant. Well, that was a first for me. So I guess you also want to check for any sort of creepy crawlies, and you want to get rid of those as well. Now that the roots have been sitting in the water for a few minutes, I can go ahead and I can remove the roots. I can remove as much of the water as I can, like that. And then I'm just going to lay this down and I'm going to let it dry for probably 15 minutes or so. And once I feel like it's dry enough, I can go ahead and store it back in its bag. And I'll be storing it upside down. Before I store my geranium back in the bag, I'm also going to just remove any of the soil and leaf litter that's at the bottom of the bag just to keep things clean. And I don't want to carry any sort of disease or pests or anything like that. 15 minutes have passed. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my bare root geranium back in the bag. And I'll put something on my calendar to remind me so that I can check on my geraniums again in one more month and give them water if they need it. I have a large cardboard box and it has red geraniums in here. So let's take a peek at those. And it looks like I have 3 geraniums in here. So we're going to pull out one and inspect it. It looks good. So let's go ahead and start removing any of the leaves. Okay, so now that we've removed the leaves, let's go ahead and inspect each part of the plant. This right here seems pretty soft. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. When it comes to where to make the cut, if it feels rotten all the way down, then cut it down at the base. But if it only feels rotten part of the way down, then you can just cut it halfway or 1/3. Wherever it feels like it's firm, you can just cut right above that. And the same applies if you find a piece and it just seems very dry, then I can go ahead and just cut that too. There are some pieces like this one here, and it just feels very hollow, very thin. But right there, I see some green, so I'm just going to make a cut right above the green. I'll do the same process and just inspect the plant as I check it. You'll see right here, there's some nice new growth coming out. And notice right there, it looks green, but this piece here seems pretty dead. So I can go ahead and remove some of it. Same with this piece here. I'm following it down and I can just cut right above that. So I'm just coming in and I'm doing the best I can at looking at the plant and figuring out places that make sense for trimming and cutting back. And there's a chance when you're doing this process that by mistake you might cut off a piece that looked okay, but don't worry about it. Overall, your plant will be fine, I promise you. You just want to make sure though that you're checking it once a month and you're just giving it some water and also just removing any parts that are clearly mushy or soft and look rotten. And if you're not quite sure, you can always leave it and then check it the next month when you check on your plant. Even though there's some green on the end here, I'm still going to remove this piece because to me it doesn't look very good. And there's a close-up just so you can see. And again, there might be a chance that I didn't take off every single piece that should be taken off at this point, but I did the best that I could, and it's definitely much better than it was before. But that's what you're looking for. You should be seeing some parts of it that are green. You should be seeing some parts of it that have some new shoots or new growth coming out of it. In fact, you might even have some parts that have flower buds, or it might even be blooming. But in those cases, as much as it looks pretty, you want to remove the flower buds and blooms because you just don't want your plant putting energy into those. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give this some water. I'm going to show you my other method for giving the roots water. I have a small handheld water pump or water spray that I'm going to be using. It just makes it easier to mist the roots lightly. So let's go ahead and do that. And that's really all it needs. It just needs a small drink of water. It can go ahead and get put back in the box after about 10 minutes. I'm just going to let the roots drip dry a little bit, and then I can go ahead and put the plant back in the box. I have 3 cardboard boxes full of geraniums, and then I also have 4 of the paper bags with geraniums in them. Another thing I'm experimenting with is overwintering geraniums with the soil and in a pot, but in my garage. My garage does not freeze, but the geraniums don't get any additional light out there. I don't have them under grow lights, and my garage is unheated. So I am experimenting with that process also, and I will let you know for sure which process seems to work the best given my growing conditions. But what I really love about overwintering geraniums bare root is you can kind of forget about them for the winter. Yes, you do need to check them once a month, but other than that, you don't need to really tend to them. And well, some of us get very busy during the holidays, so it's one less thing to have to really take care of during the holiday months. When it comes to reviving or waking up your bare root geraniums, you want to do that about 6 to 8 months before your average last frost date. And I like to actually wake mine up about 12 weeks before my average last frost date. And the reason is I also like to take cuttings off of my geranium plant in order to just root and make more plants that way. I had a lot of success doing that last year, and I definitely will be doing that again this year. Let me know if you've had success overwintering geraniums, and if so, what was your method that worked for you? I'd love to hear from you, so drop a comment in the comment section below. I'll be checking on the geraniums in another month, and I'll be sure to bring you along with that process. And until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.